All right, is that better? Can you guys hear me now? Dan, be cool. There we go. That should be better. All right, so to answer your question, there is no direct answer on whether you should buy or rent. You want to do what makes sense for your life. And then I think the ultimate goal should be to buy. That is the ultimate goal. But in the short term, it's okay to rent depending on your situation. Sorry if that was long. Be cool. It's good to see you again, man. Good to see you. You know, it's funny, Archangel, I met you and Archangel from the same event in 2024. All right, give me one sec here. How was the rest of your weekend? Be cool. All right. Yo, what's up, next gen investor? No audio. Here we go. All right, I just got the YouTube chat going up here, next gen. I apologize. Whoops. Let me mute that. Let me pop this out. All right, I got that chat going. Next gen. All right, next gen. Hit me with your questions. Let's do live chat. I was so tired. Took the red eye home, then straight to work. I took yesterday off and just hung out with the family. After TwitchCon, I just took yesterday off and then hung out with the family. Had to. I'm back on duty today. Off Friday for a concert. I dig that. Oh, kids had school, so you had no choice. You had to get to working. You had to get to working. All right, let's pop this one out. Mute tab. Pop out chat. All right, I got all the chat windows. So today, be cool. I know we were talking about that. Yo, what's up, big homie? Yeah. TwitchCon was so cool, man. Met so many good people. That was so much fun at TwitchCon. It was great to meet you as well. We will, for any videos that were shot, we anticipated getting one out before we left. We did not. We did not get one out before we left. Hey, thanks, be cool. Oh man, the sign. Uh oh. Did I leave the sign? I think I left the sign in the back of my friend's car. But it was a lot of fun. And it's funny. I saw some people tweeting about what do we think of IRL streamers at TwitchCon and stuff like that. I'll be on for at least 3 hours. Be cool. I'm gonna go till at least 3 p.m. Eastern time, maybe 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then I'll probably do a stream on another website that begins with T after. But today we're back on the grind. Whoo! What's up, Hellcrowned? Welcome. I'm actually in Arizona. I just talk everything in Eastern Standard Time because everybody knows how to adjust their time to Eastern Standard Time. Because if I said I'm here until 12 o'clock Arizona time, people will be like, what does that mean for me? So I just say Eastern Time. Oh man, the trip back was absolutely beautiful. We had the my friend's full self driving, which took us all the way back. So we did not have to do much actual driving at all. And I'm also excited that I get back to streaming again. Sounds good, be cool. I got to work on making a budget. You were right, but I think I'm pretty good right now. I live beneath my means. I love that, big homie. So the once you do the budget though, so you're already living below your means. That's awesome. But after you do your budget, you'll have a specific dollar amount that you can begin having fun. Attack, attack, attack. Start saving towards things. It'll be awesome, man. You start saving, and then you just start watching that wealth grow. Leaving a couple hours for airport. Oh man. Hey, so what are you doing? What did you do late Sunday and Monday? Crowned? What did those days look like for you? All right, let's see here. All right, next gen investor. How do I make money with no real skill? I've been a warehouse worker, construction worker my whole life, and I need to be able to afford my daughter that is coming in February. You have more skills than you realize, next gen, right? If you're doing these jobs, the whole point of really any job is to get you the skills needed to get your next job. So if you are, if well, what do you want to do next gen? Let's start with that. What type of work do you want to get into? Because you're building a resume right now. With the work that you are doing right now, that you say has no skill, you're actually building skill. Hey, that sounds awesome. Did you actually go around quite a bit more in San Diego, Crown? Hey, Ranjith. What is the fastest way to become a millionaire? Well, fastest is subjective, right? Because if you somehow found something rare that you could sell it for 1 million. But for a lot of people, it's working and saving. But for other people, it's creating a job or creating a business and uncapping their earnings, things like that. So there are a lot of ways, Ranjit. Give me a little bit more about your specifics, Ranjit, and I'll give you a little more or a better answer than that. I want to be my own boss, but I don't know what options there are. Feels extremely limited. I know it feels that way, but you can literally do anything you want. So like while you're doing this work next gen, what is the thing you're best at? You have to identify what you're better at than other people. And I know that's tough, but you can. Yeah, we went and saw the Midway yesterday and went to Hillcrest for brunch. I love that. Did you get a chance to go to Hell Dad's Crowned? If you haven't had a chance to go to Hell Dad's Crown or Ho Dad's Crowned, try and get there today. It's in Gaslamp, and then there's one in Ocean Beach. Gaslamp and Ocean Beach. I will personally vouch for the quality of burger and food in general at Ho Dad's. No. Yeah, I didn't get to go this year either, and it makes me really sad. Really sad. I build computers, but I can't afford it, and I'm good at video games, but recording and streaming is hard. Okay, so when you build computers, I mean, one thing that a lot of people are doing, you can find people who will sell their like 2 generations old computers for very cheap. And then maybe you buy those cheap, put some pieces together, and sell it for more than you bought it for. That could be a good way to flip your money. But all the things you're good at, you combine them, you know? How much year we have to spend to gain financial knowledge like you? Honestly, Ranjith, either you work with me or you research on the internet. I don't know if you could get the same level of knowledge as me in a year, but if you work with me or study, you could be 1 year from today, you will feel like a financial wizard compared to where you are today if we work together. Guess what I think I need is just a mentor to push me to action and hold me accountable. I'm definitely down to do that next gen. Like your very first thing you do, one, you have a great name here with Next Gen Investor. I'm not going to lie. That is a great name. But if you can, it is free to stream. You know what I'm saying? So if I could give you, let me give you a very specific path as a gamer, Next Gen, as a streamer and a gamer. So do your stream, which creates one long form video. You got to edit out all the junk and dead to space and all that sort of stuff. But then you create a long form video, and then you create a bunch of shorts from that. So then, as a content creator, you can have streams and long forms going out all the time for people to see you, which then point back to your stream. And then, it should be a continuous cycle on your way to the top, baby. On your way to the top. Also, this week and over the next couple of weeks, but hey, next gen, I'm happy to be here to push you, man. Come in here. I'll give you a kick in the pants. But there are meteors. One might be tonight, but then I believe November 6th, as we're passing through the torrid meteor shower, I believe is what it's called. As we pass through the torrid meteor shower, we will see wildness, and the best night for that will be November 6th. No, trip back was actually kind of awesome. You know, Archangel, I was a little bit worried. It was my first time doing full self driving and the superchargers and an extended drive in a Tesla. And I thought the stops to charge were actually going to be annoying. And even though it took us an extra, I think, hour and a half because of the charging, the trip somehow felt shorter because we kept stopping, getting up, moving. Like it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. How was your flight back, Archangel? Dan. Dan the man. Met a cool streamer I was sent next to local to Nashville. Yo, 27 children? That's crazy. Hey, Ranjith, did I answer your question about when you be good at finance? Thank God for noise canceling headphones. What did the person next to you stream? He's been doing a God of War run and Mortuary Assistant this month. I like it. All right, so you didn't find any lady streamers, though. It's always good making friends. It's always good making friends. Yeah, there's a bunch of people on Twitter right now talking about the IRL streamers at Twitch and how they didn't like it. I heavily debated trying to talk to Miss Susie up and get her number, but I don't think people want to be flirted with at the cons. I think it all depends on how it goes, but maybe. It's a good point. Yeah, that's true. It does tell you that. It does tell you that. Zero expectation of privacy in public spaces. Yeah, I agree. And I even struggle with it a little bit because I have kids. It's like I'll never bring my kids to a public event with me as free advice guy. Yo, what's up, Wiz? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. It feels like I've been gone a long time, but it was only like 4 days. Did I miss anything over the weekend, Wiz? Did you guys game? Yeah, what happened to the Boomer Zoomers chat? It just died. I think school started back up. Like, really started back up. So we might not have any more real gaming time until once all week. Yuli Maniac and myself did a Swift play. Or Swift play. Yeah. Yuli locked in so much she didn't even mute the notifications. She left the server. She's out. Yeah. I'm like, ruh-roh. I hope nothing's bad here. But yeah, we got to do some IRL streaming, and it's funny looking at Twitter here. So people are very upset. Some people were upset at the IRL streamers. I think me and my camera guy did it much differently. Oh man, TwitchCon was insane. It was such a good time. Met so many cool people. It absolutely fired me back up to get back into streaming. I would have streamed yesterday, but you know I missed my wife and kids, so I wanted to hang out with them for a day. But now we're back. Now we're back, and I gotta figure out. I gotta get my new schedule. Set up right. Schedule. All right. Let's do, I guess I'll call it, what, 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock every day is what I'll do on Twitch. And if it's popping, it'll be good. Let's edit this schedule, shall we? Every Monday, we're actually not Tuesday for sure. Let's do 10 to 3, talking investments, search for a category. Let's do just chatting, I guess. Just chatting every Tuesday from 10 to 1. And then make this every Wednesday. Oh, I need to go check the calendar because I forgot what I forgot what days I'm taking off. I think I'm going to be streaming every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and then everything else will be random. And we got to get back to the gaming streams. So Wiz, I don't know if you can lock into this or not, but it's gaming time, baby. I'm back. Like, I'm fully back. My wife and I got this all figured out, and it's time. I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be gaming. It is going to be awesome. So, yeah, let me be right back. Let me go check the schedule that my wife and I wrote up. One sec. Yo, what's up, Riz? We can duo now. You might be too high of a rank for me now, Wiz. Woke, I'm going to watch your stream to learn financial advice instead of doing my work. Yeah, you're a genius, Riz. You could take it. You could do it. Algebra 2, too hard. There's still chapters. There's still chapters and titles in the book, Riz. Come on now. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So let's delete Monday. We got Tuesday, Wednesday. Wait. No, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. That's right. Just chatting. Just chatting. Back then, they didn't have school. Listen here, buddy. Listen here. And then every Saturday, we're going to call it from 12 p.m. Call it 2 hours every Saturday. Just chatting. We have now officially moved the Patreon stream to 10 o'clock on Saturdays, so it's earlier, Wiz. I don't know. Have you ever caught a Patreon stream, Wiz? Vacation mode is off. Let's go. We are back. We actually have a schedule. We are back. Okay. Boom. We got my Twitch schedule up. So that is 3, 6, 9, 11 hours a week. So 44 hours a month on Twitch. Have you ever joined one of the Patreon streams yet? We move those to 1 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays. So we'll see if they're good or not. All right, I think Hiko is going to call his stream right now. Oh, yeah? Is that right, Robust? How about streamboo.com gets banned? Man, but TwitchCon was so epic. Riz, I don't know if you got to catch any of the IRLs. Did you get to catch any of the IRLs, Wiz? By the end of the time, we had such a cool setup. We had my phone mounted on his camera, so the stream was getting essentially what the YouTube video will eventually be. It was so sick. It only took us till now, but now we have a new thing for every time we film a video. Yep, Hiko's about to call his stream. You think he'll raid me? I'm going to go into Hiko's chat and say, raid me, bro. All right, I'm not going to. I also got to meet J3. I don't know if you know who that is. He's a rival streamer. He was standing out there, and I was like, hey, can I fist bump or shake the hand of J3? Or I was like, I got to shake the hand or fist bump J3 or whatever. Did that and walked away. This year, because I was actually working, I saw many less. Oh, really? He was Overwatch. That makes sense why he's so good. But I saw much less streamers this year than I had previous. Desktop 2. Yo, has anybody talked to Yuna in months? He was showing online last week playing some racing or soccer game but didn't chat. Hope he's doing good, man. He seems to be doing okay. Wow, that is a lot of gigs right there. That's crazy. I have 100 gigs of clips that we haven't used. He and I do it like 3 months ago. All right, I'm dragging this in. It's been a while since we used any of these, but yeah, I'm gonna move this whole folder, I think, into here. Paste. All right, we'll see how long that takes. We will see how long that takes. About to save about 100 gigs off of my computer right now. Hopefully it doesn't crash it. Yo, we're up to 660 subscribers on YouTube. Let's go. Did you watch any of the Ascension stuff, Wiz? I saw yesterday in my like 3 minutes that I got to see my computer yesterday that Envy and TSM were in Ascension. Those were two top teams when Valorant started. I'll never forget TSM, Wardell, Sabrosa, Envy. I don't remember anybody on Envy from back then, but oh, TSM beat Envy. All right. So does that mean they ascend? Was that the final? Or is it still going? Yeah. Baby J, was he the one who was doing commentary and he subbed for another team? Is that the same guy? Or is that Baby Bay? All these baby dudes are hard to keep track of. He renamed to Inspire, huh? Okay. Oh, jeez. Yikes. All right, can you think of anything else I need to do here, Wiz, as the like now that I'm back? I got my schedule going. Me neither, bro. Me neither. Oh. Hey, did you see the rumor that Crashies is going to go to Sentinels? The rumor is that they might cut Narrate, but I didn't think Narrate or he's going to be moved to the bench or something like that. Who knows if it's true? Although to be fair, that's just what Twitter told me. Who knows? Have you noticed a difference in the game, Wiz, since they supposedly nerfed util? Ooh, the spray seems better. You're speaking my language now, bro. I found a video of someone else's stream I'm in. Man, that's so cool. What a cool weekend. What a cool weekend. There's a Dr. Pepper cotton candy. Hey, what's up, Double A? Buckwheat. I don't know that I've ever been called buckwheat before. All right. I have not heard that one yet, but I will accept your feedback. I will accept your feedback. So you don't like the sign. Is that what we're saying? It's too dark. All right. So when it gets warmer, I'm taking this outside, but these bumps we couldn't get rid of. And just so you know, I'm not making this up. We tried to use heat to get that thing to right. Sorry. We tried to use heat to get it to sit flat, but hey, I appreciate the feedback. You're the first one who's given me any feedback on the sign at all, but it will at least look a little better this afternoon. I will be streaming on another website later this afternoon. But hey man, to give you some background, I'm a certified financial planner professional, which means I'm a fiduciary. I worked at Vanguard for 13 years, and I quit my job to help everyone out. Hi, I invested in some stocks last week, and they're down between 10 and 20%. Is it time to cut my losses, or is the general market just down? I believe the general market is actually up. So like just taking a look at this, let's take a look at the 500 index fund. Let's look at it over 1 month here. So last week, when you say you bought them last week, what day? Because this is the chart. Like even if you bought them a week ago, they should be up. What did you buy, Mena? Because I'm about to go into a lesson when it comes to stocks here in a moment. But tell me a little bit about what stocks you did buy. As my own financial advisor, I advise myself to spend, spend, spend. You got to do some saving, baby. You got to do some saving. And most people are their own financial advisors, but so take a look at this real quick, Nena. And then this is actually going to be the lesson here. And actually, before I go into 500 index fund, we're going to look at the entire U.S. stock market here. All right, give me one sec here. Be right back. Last Friday. Okay, so you did stock. So, uh, Mena, my general philosophy is not to invest in individual stocks. When you invest in individual stocks, you do two things. Well, you do a bunch of things. Let's say three things. One, you are not diversified. With that, you increase the ceiling of potential earnings, but you drop the floor, right? So if you were to buy individual stocks, you're essentially betting that they're going to beat other stocks and the overall market. And they might, but it's risky. The overall stock market has averaged over, the US stock market has averaged over 10% a year for the last 90 plus years, including wars, pandemics, economic calamity. It's still averaged 10%. So you got to think about why you're investing in those individual stocks. What goal is it helping you to achieve? But see, even if you bought on Friday, wasn't that the 17th? The market's been up since. Now, if you believe that those stocks are going to skyrocket, you could still end up making money on them. So I can't really tell you to cut your losses or not, but you have to decide, do you want the risk of these individual securities for the potential upside? Mostly felt the VU went a bit slow and thought I was making some moves. Now, I'm not telling you to buy this, but if you think VU is not exciting enough at, its same 10+% a year, like, look at this. How long does this go? 3 years? Let's go to a different website. Let's actually look at VU over a long term here. VU. 6 months, year, 5 year. This is what VU has done over 5 years. In the last 5 years, the S&P 500 has almost doubled. It has almost doubled in 5 years, which is pretty incredible. There are leveraged There are leveraged ones that do 3 to 4 times the multiply or whatever that the S&P 500 does. But I don't know that that is what you want to do, if that makes sense. All right, I think I got those out. I made a huge mistake at TwitchCon. I did not go to the IRL meeting group or community meetup. I probably should have stuck with the S&P. Is there a point in hoping it's going to go down soon or just invest today while it's at all-time highs? So here's a couple of phrases I want you to think about, Mena. Like, or we can actually just look at it here. Let me see here. All right, so let's take a look here. So if you bought, man, I wish I could go more than 5 years, right? But if you bought at this all-time high in December of 2021, you'd be happy. If you bought in 2023's all-time or the complete high in 2023, you'd be happy. If you bought in 2024's all-time high, you'd be up still. So one thing I like to say is today's all-time high or this year's all-time high is next year's buying opportunities. With all that being said, the stock market could absolutely tank tomorrow. But why would it? Right? And if you're waiting for it to, you're going to potentially miss out. Because what a lot of people do when they're waiting for the market to have a decline, right? Like, oh, I'm going to buy it when it decreases 10%. Well, the market keeps creeping up, and then it drops 10% from there, which is higher than if you would have just bought it. So you can always, there will always be a downturn at some point in the market before what I believe will be a subsequent recovery. But you generally, I'd have to find the statistic again, but even if you only bought at all-time highs, you would still be up dramatically. That's really the point I was getting at. So what you should do is buy what you know you're buying and why you're buying it. Right? So if the S&P 500 is for a long-term investment and you want it to go, then you can. Hey, ChatGPT doesn't have my face, CF Wars. But you want to understand what you're buying and why. Right? So if you're buying the 500 index fund, you're buying it because of its long-term potential. You're not necessarily buying it because you think it's going to explode 20% over the next few months. Right? You buy individual stocks for that kind of potential return. Buying the 500 index fund is sort of saying, I believe the overall market will continue to chug ahead, and I'm just going to let my money grow with the overall market, or in this case, the 500 index fund. I encourage you to research the total stock market index fund as opposed to the 500 index fund. The 500 index fund is only 500 of the like 3,300 or 3,600 US stocks. You're missing small and mid cap. Tell me what ChatGPT says, CF Wars. What's the one called from Vanguard? VTI. VTI. So here, to give you an example. Whoops. So take a look at this real quick. These are kind of tough because these are the ETFs. These aren't historical returns or whatever. But just looking at the fund characteristics. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. There we go. So yeah, look at that. 3,500 stocks in VTI. And VTI has VU in it. Like 80% of VTI is VU. But, and look at this. So like, look at the top 10 holdings. They are exactly the same. Hold on, but you have to understand too, performance. So look, the S&P for the last like 10 years has beaten. Inception's tough because they have different inception dates. This was created after the financial downturn. This was created before, so that's missing. So this is tough to compare, but look at how close they are in performance. But the 500 index fund has dominated the U.S. market for the last like 10 years. Hey, let's go, Archangel. I do a morning walk every day. I wake up, shake the cobwebs loose, go for a walk with the family. Yes, sir, Mena. Any other questions you got? Bring them my way. Bring them my way. I'm doing a Fitvember and Fitsep. Ooh. I dig it, man. How do I join it? Yo! Mena, thanks for the sub. I appreciate you. Hey, we shoot a bunch of fun videos on YouTube as well, Mena. I walk up and down the streets and talk to people in real life about money. And sometimes not money, but Yeah, so they're fun. So if you're ever looking for it, how do I join it? How do I join your fit challenge? Because I'm also doing it next TwitchCon. I'm gonna be absolutely ripped, Dan. Like disgustingly ripped. Like I'm gonna get back to this. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna get back to it. Channel points redemptions for push-ups and sit-ups. I'm gonna add burpees now that I have some 50-pound dumbbells. Yo, I like that. Oops, I lost my. There we go. I'm digging it, Dan. Let's get ripped, baby. Let's get ripped. Do me a favor. Pick two numbers. One between 1 and 31. Second one between 1 and 13. All right. 28 and 6. 28 and 6. Ooh, Glacier Lake. You got to let me know what it's like after. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, when will you eventually do? When will you try to do the classes to be able to teach it? I dig it. to make a paint and sip in Nashville and market it towards all the bachelorette parties. My man's thinking ahead. He's got big picture things coming. I dig it. I dig it. See, that's the kind of genius marketing that will help you get rich, Dan, and find a wife, which is about as good as you could hope for, you know? A lot of really interesting ideas. I want to get a laser engraver and make an Etsy shop. Yeah, man. I like it, Dan. I like it, Dan. Is there a low cost? Is there a low cost idea, Dan, that you can do that you could get started without much upfront cost? Start making money from it. most will require an initial investment. What's the lowest initial investment you could get away with? Because the actually doing free advice guy, the trademark was the most expensive part of the whole thing. Like I actually own free advice guy. I think Dave Ramsey, even though, now to be fair, I don't know all of his belief systems. So I can't say I disagree with this, I disagree with that. But overall, Dave Ramsey has been a hugely positive influence on many people's finances. Um, so overall, good. I think absolutely overall, he has had a great positive impact on people. What's your opinion on Dave Ramsey? Okay. What were you hoping to learn from his books? Just like overall financial knowledge, or was there anything specific? I like his podcast. Is his podcast him talking, or is it him having conversations with people? Like, I want to laser engrave handcuffs and other police gear, but the laser engraver I want, woo, 2,000. It'll cost me at least 1,200 in classes to be a certified instructor for Bob Ross, not including cost of materials. Probably be cheapest to make holsters if I can convince my dad to let me have the tools I bought that he has stashed in his garage. I'm sure he thinks they're his. But hey, if you're planning to make money with them, maybe I'll hand them over. But really, anybody, big homie, if I'm thinking about it, that will get you to the promised land is a positive in my book. Paid off all my consumer debt. Probably has taken calls from people like about their own finances, specifically, like for example, personal situations with owning property of family members, and then one side wants the other out. Okay, yeah, we could do the same stuff here. Eventually, I want people to join the Discord. We have conversations on stream. So that part is kind of similar. That's what I'm hoping to do here. So if you ever wanted to, feel free to join the Discord. We will have conversations. Yeah, and I think mine will be a little bit different because the one thing generally, Dave Ramsey is mostly helping people who are well into their financial journeys. And it's not that I can't or won't help them, but I'm trying to help other people, right? Dave Ramsey's trying to funnel you to his products. I have no products. I am a donation based advisor. So eventually, I hope to build a Patreon community, a very large Patreon community where we all help each other. And by helping each other, we put it out. Oh, yeah, inheritance calls are tough. Yep. So my hope is to educate people before they reach that stage of their life to avoid some of those later calls. But I really am just trying to help people sort of in the beginning of their financial journeys, if that makes sense. Yes, sir, big homie. We will change the world. I want to get to the point that everybody knows there's a financial advisor out there that will help them for free. And then, like, honestly, if I think about a long term thing, my hope would be to help somebody who has zero money, doesn't know what to do. I make them smart with their money. They get really good with it. And then that's when they decide to contribute to the Patreon. All right, got to send this video to my friend here. After I buy and pay off a house here in the States, I want to buy a vacation house in Japan. Dude, that's crazy you're saying this. I just watched a video on this about, especially if you, oh, okay, oh, dude, did you watch the same video as me? You can find these gorgeous homes in Japan that are outside of these major cities, and they are super cheap. Now, how cheap is super cheap? I forgot, but like the cost to own a home in rural Japan was actually kind of exciting. If you live in the city center, it's going to be expensive, but man, what's 4LDK? What does that stand for? Ooh, all right, living, dining, kitchen. Okay, yeah, I love that, man. That seems like a great place too. You like anime? I haven't really gotten into much anime, but I imagine if you move to the birthplace, you got to get into it some. How long will it be before you? How fast will you try to pay off the house here in America? My buddy, if you go, supposedly if you go to rural Japan, you can get sushi for crazy cheap prices. We still got to get a retirement going, but after that, I'll look at a house, maybe in the south, so I can have a garden, then a 15-year fixed mortgage, put every dollar into it. I dig that. I dig that. So, what makes you want to go to the south? We've lived in Arizona and Texas. We have strongly considered moving back to Texas. Not that Arizona's bad. I've lived here my whole life. I actually, or most of my life, I love it. But there was something special about Texas. But my mom said, or well, my mom. Okay. My wife said you can find crazy values, and she showed me some in like Arkansas. if you're willing to go to like Arkansas, you can find a good amount of land and a home for not that crazy without spending a crazy amount of money. You think so? Shouldn't it only ban the really bad stuff? Hey, it's okay. It's okay, big homie. Appreciate you being here. Is SB20 the banning of certain sites? Doesn't even say like real like lifeness or anything. Just children appearing. Ah, okay. I like Alabama as well as Tennessee. Yeah, we've talked about Tennessee. We haven't really looked at anything Alabama, but we have looked at Tennessee and Arkansas as places to go. Yeah. I mean, we saw some crazy weather in Texas as well, but wait, you donated 10? Oh, wait, was it to the pay.freeadviceguy.com? Man, I'm so sorry about that. There is something wrong with my alert because I haven't fully connected. What is that website called? PayPal to the account. Man, you just reminded me. I need to do that. I'm so sorry, big homie. I am so sorry. Let's see here. Dude, I get so many spam emails from TikTok. It's kind of crazy. I have 44 emails in TikTok. Yo, I see it right here. Yo, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you, sir. It's crazy how much spam. Okay, there we go. Yo, man, it's so sick. Okay, I will get that updated. I'm gonna text my wife right now. That's something we need to do. Boom. All right, that'll be fixed. You're gonna make this stream even better, big homie. I've been meaning to deal with that for the whole 3 months I was off since my baby was born. Hey, thank you. It's been exciting, but I've essentially been off for like 3 months. Man, Twitter is lighting up saying TwitchCon was terrible, but I love TwitchCon. I thought TwitchCon was awesome. I know there were certain things that was terrible, but so I could just go to my bank and have them print out the last year worth of monthly statements to get a decent idea of what I spend, right? Yeah, you can also just log in online. So the main problem with your bank is if you use your credit card, like if you have multiple sources that you spend from, that could end up being an issue. But if everything goes through your bank, then that can be a good way. But you might have to combine it with your credit cards and other things. But if all you do is stuff coming out of your bank account, that'd be a great first way to start. But I would still build your budget outside of that, using that to help fill in the gaps. A true budget can take 6 months to a year, and then you need to update it. Yeah, the Emery thing was wild, man. I didn't even see the video until Sunday when we were leaving. All right. Let's go. How far is your drive today? I'm neutral right now, heading to Chicago. Woo! 600 miles. Man. Are you looking forward to or hoping that they do the self-driving trucks, but the unions make it so you have to have a driver in there watching them? Or do you like doing the full driving? Really? Tell me more. I need to know these thoughts. Nothing can replace human judgment and actual labor. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Might be good for not hitting deer. Yeah, we took my friend's Tesla to and from TwitchCon. So Arizona to Cali and then Cali back, and the Tesla was awesome. But there were a few times it was like, what is this thing doing? But it was mostly good. Hey, really? What part of Goodyear? That's near where my in-laws are. This probably isn't that exciting. I don't know what to keep on the screen, big homie. Because like I don't just want to talk about markets all day, but I don't know what to put on the screen so that it's entertaining for people. I drive for FedEx ground, so it's really the one on the. Okay, I think I know the area. I actually think I have connected family member who works there as well. I don't know what he does though. I'll watch it and maybe react content of financial videos. So my main issue with that is I tried that one day and I got flagged for doing it live on stream. So it made me scared to do it. Okay. Yeah, so if it's all debit cards and all your charges go there, that's a really great place to start. So still get your Excel spreadsheet or something that can track it and total it for you. Write it all down, but then make sure you have a lot of manual in there as well. Okay. Can you total it up on your phone? Do you have like a phone app that could total it up for you? Because it's the most important part. Whatever you got to do to figure out exactly how much you're spending, do it. Yes, sir. And you said you already live beneath your means. So now all you're really trying to do is maximize your ability to stack cash. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of a way I could show you. So, you want to break it down to, man, you can get as refined as possible, but eventually you want your basic living expenses. What are the things that, regardless of whether you have a job or not, you have to pay? That's the first thing. Set that up, and you can break that down as far as you want. But what a lot of people do is they'll put like food as one, as opposed to the individual specifics. You know what I mean? So you could break it down. Like the first time you do it, you should break it down. But then after that, you want to get it to basic living expenses, extras, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so from there, your next step is figuring out what you want to do, right? So then you set up the retirement portion of it, right? You start opening up the IRAs. You also need to figure out what your total modified adjusted gross income is so that you can figure out if you can make IRA contributions and what types, or Roth IRA contributions, taxable accounts, stuff like that. So you're in a really good spot right now without much bills. Ooh, what's up, free advice girl? So it's essentially all of your income. Uh, if you search up here, I'm going to type it right here so you can see it. But it's modified adjusted gross income. So it's your income minus your deductions, essentially. Hey, free advice guy and free advice girl have the same color here. That's crazy. It's not money after taxes. It's actually the basis with which your taxes are figured out. Yeah. So right now I'm planting seeds so that you have places to go, but keep coming back and we'll keep ironing out and moving you a step forward, right? Each day you should look to take at least a small step forward with your finances. You don't have to make huge changes today. Make one change today or do one activity today so that you're in a better spot either mentally or physically tomorrow. Yes, sir, big homie. Yes, sir. Dude, I loved you telling me you got out of debt and now you're taking the next step, man. There's really nothing more exciting as a financial advisor, as somebody who just wants to see people be financially successful. There's nothing more exciting about that. And I hope you're real proud about getting out of debt, man. Yes, sir. Why didn't it feel good? Okay. Relief makes sense. No, that makes perfect sense. All right, my wife came in for a second and then she disappeared. Free advice girl. She came in real quick and then she's with the kids out at a thing right now, so I think she just wanted to say hi. Okay, give me one sec. Hey, big homie, do you have Discord on your phone? Hey. So if you ever want to have like a conversation on Discord, we can do that. Here, let me do this. It's boom. Let's go. Boom. All right, so whenever you're ready, all you got to do is hop into a chat, and then we can have like a conversation through Discord, like an actual voice conversation through Discord if you'd like. There we go. My new boss is giving us 5% match after 90 days. Yo. Okay. So a 5% match on like a 401k. Because if it's a 401k, they should, well, a lot of the time they automatically create it for you, but I'm definitely down to help you there. Yeah, let's do it. So, yeah, with a match, it's got to be inside of a 401k unless he's doing a an employer type IRA. So, yeah, let me know when it comes to that time and we'll talk about which one he's doing. 7% input environments I don't have. I think you said 20. So 20% overall. So 12% likely will not get you to the promised land. So you want to go up. But if he's giving you 5% and you do 7 in there, that'll give you 12. Then you could do another 8% into like a Roth IRA and taxable account combined. Yep. Should still be good. And we'll have to talk more if you want to retire early. But yeah, I would definitely get up to 20% where you are now. your pre-tax, right? So if you make 60 per year, you want to be putting 12,000 a year towards retirement. What did I adjust five? So match five and put it 10 in the Roth. Could be wrong about what those are. Yeah, let's figure out what type of account it is first, and then we could talk about how much you should put in. Because if it ends up being an IRA, you might as well make a full contribution. And he's not likely going to contribute to your Roth. But anyway, I'm going to be, that's a lot of stuff to talk about, but let's wait to get too into details until you know more specifically about what it is. Yeah, we'll handle it one at a time, one at a time. Yes, sir. That's the first one. Get that peace of mind. Get those two things done. Get your peace of mind, and then we work on building your wealth. Yeah, so once you do your budget, this is where it comes in, right? Because then we're not going to guess. You're going to figure out exactly what it costs for you to live your life uh, at the basic level. And then once you do that, uh, then you can very specifically have a precise amount as your emergency fund, if that makes sense. I feel that, brother. I was never homeless, but we grew up without much. And yeah, I learned through that how to work through. So it sounds like you learned the important lessons as well. So my brother and his girlfriend and my mom. Brother drives truck locally, and his girlfriend is dental office manager. All right, so you're doing something without even maybe realizing it. So in America, we're one of the few cultures in the world where we encourage our children to leave at 18 and go do their own thing. Hey, that's pretty sick, big homie. Um, but uh, but if you live with family and or friends for as long as you can, you guys could eventually imagine if all of you combined your wealth, income, and all that sort of stuff and put it together. How much better of a home could you buy? How much more land could you buy? Stuff like that. Yeah. It's something my wife and I have talked about. We are going to encourage our children to actually stick around as long as they want and eventually build like a family compound, you know? I love that. Yeah, and then we keep trying to do that as individuals. And it's not that you can't eventually build that, but what the ultimate goal is one day for our family is to buy a plot of land and have as many houses as we want. We'd love to be multi generational. We have 4 kids, so a house for us and the kids, and then when the kids get older, a house for each kid and their families, and then if they want to, a house for their kids and their families. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to build something. But if we can all get used to and working towards that sort of setup, we're all going to be better off. And we're one of the few countries that doesn't do it, man. Why? And then do you do TikTok, big homie? I only ask because I live stream on there as well, and it's generally a much more hectic experience. In the mountains. That means your signal's probably going out soon, yeah? Sounds good, sir. I only have about 5 more minutes on Twitch, and then I will be switching. You too, big homie. Great talking to you. Great meeting you too, man. All right, we are about 1 minute away from crossing over the 3 million mark, or 3 hour mark, sorry. right, guys, we end the Twitch stream now. I will be back tomorrow for sure. And then, yeah, maybe some night streams. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Catch you later.